Okay, I'm DJ ADE. My name is Eddie. The B is my middle initial. I'm a DJ. Started out at the skating rink, DJing at the skating rink back in the day, and listened to hip hop music, Run DMC, Grandmaster Caz, people like that, Mantronics, and started out on two Technique 1200 belt drive tables. Saw Grandmaster Flash on MTV doing some cuts, and that's when I started to get into turntablism. Just moved on from there. Basically, I was more of like a b-boy type guy, more into breakdancing and graffiti, stuff like that, and the whole b-boy type thing. And just got into turntablism, and after that, hooked up with some friends, some dancer friends, and ended up in a movie called Knights of the City, and did some break dancing in that for a while until they wrapped that up, and then got into the DJ thing a little bit more, and entered a couple DJ contests, and finally got with one of my partners and went to the Royal Sound of Music, which was in the Lauderhill Mall, and that was owned by Billy Hines, which is MC ADE's father, and we went in there to try and get a rap record deal, but they weren't really looking for any rap groups at the time, and they noticed, that I was a DJ, and I was like one of the first white dudes to be doing any type of turntablism or cuts or anything back then down here. So Adrian, ADE, decided to jump on that kind of as a gimmick, I guess. I don't think I was as good of a DJ at the time until I moved on a little bit and got some more things under my belt. But anyways, I ended up with Adrian, and we did some shows with some of the other Miami groups, Miami bass groups. And I noticed in some of the shows I was the only white guy. So I didn't get much respect at first. I mean, my DJ skills were okay, but nobody was really giving me much respect at the time. And also around that time, they had a big DJ contest at a club called Weekends that I used to hang out in Boca, which had, I guess it was for $500 or something. So definitely needed that money. So just the whole lack of respect and being on tour, and a lot of the trash talk from the Weekends contest, I just decided to hone my skills and just stay in the house and get as good as I could at DJing, and just did whatever I could do. So at that point, that's when my DJ skills kind of ramped up a bit. This was even after my my DJ ADB track on Adrian's album. Still wasn't as good then, but after that I started to get my skills down, won this contest, and back out on the road on tour, got more respect. People see that, okay, he's not just a white guy DJ, he's someone that can do cuts or whatever, and would get a lot of people coming up to me thinking I was Spanish or Puerto Rican. They didn't want to believe a white guy could do that type of stuff. And that kind of just drove me more to, get better at my craft. So at that point, I was really into the Miami bass, Pretty Tony, Enforcers, all these groups down here, really getting into the music. And I decided to branch out, kind of do my own thing. After I did shows with Adrian and did that album, I don't really like being in the back. I'm not the type of person to be in the back. I'm, very outgoing. I like to be in the front. So I said, I'm getting tired of being in the back here. And I broke out, did my own track, which was called It's Time to Rock the House. And DJ Crash, Gigolo Tony's DJ, hooked me up with a label that had the Beat Club. He did some cuts for the Beat Club by a group called... the group's called Beat Club. They did a song called Security. He did cuts for them. So they looked at my track and they decided to sign me. So I did It's Time to Rock the House, and then I got out as my own artist. and broke away from ADE. I had a lot of fun doing that stuff, but had to do my own thing, do my own music. And after that got going, I ended up on another label, Heatwave, with a friend of mine, Jay, that got me on there, Jealous Jay, and did a remake of Boom, I Got Your Girlfriend. I guess they had Boom, I Got Your Boyfriend was charting at the time on the Billboard charts, and they didn't have Danny D signed anymore, so they owned the track. So they decided to have me do it, which I did it basically to get my other track out, which was I'm Talking Bass. So the remake was kind of rushed. Didn't come out how I liked it. It's not really something I wanted to do out of respect for Danny D, but I did it anyways. I kind of regret doing that. I didn't really want to do that. I just did it to get the other track out there. But went to New York and recorded that with my DJ, Johnny Quest, young guy. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he's working with Jay doing some stuff. But we went up there, recorded that, and it was funny in the studio up there. The guys up there in New York were just like, they called it Jeep beats, so they weren't really, they liked it, but they just said, oh yeah, that's the music we used to play in our Jeeps back in the day, and that whole thing. And they weren't really, they liked the Luke videos, and that was about it. They liked the girls in there, but did that, and did a few other things, and then just kind of decided to chill out for a bit, and probably going to work on some more music. Coming up, I'm into drum and bass and break beats and stuff like that, so I'm not sure which direction I really want to go in.